Welcome. This is the first episode of Let's Talk Boxing. I'm your host, Chase Bach. This is going on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, follow. This idea was given to me by a friend of mine, Lewis Butler. He wanted me to get into the YouTube boxing scene, so I told him that's a fantastic idea. As you can see, I'm at work in my hotel room in Colorado. I live in Texas. What better else do I have to do than talk a little boxing? So let's get right into it. We got 3 big fights coming up this weekend. Anthony Joshua versus Pulev, heavyweights. We also have Shakur Stevenson fighting Toka Clary. And then we also have Chris Colbert and Jaime Arboleda. Hope I said his name right. 3 big fights. The first one we're going to talk about is the Joshua-Pulev fight. For those of you who don't know, heavyweights, Pulev is the challenger, Joshua the champ. He's the unified champ. He is 23-1 with 21 knockouts. Pulev is 28-1 with 14 knockouts. Joshua's only loss came to Andy Ruiz, who he avenged that loss in his next fight. That was also his previous fight before this one. Pulev has 1 loss against Klitschko. So both fighters, the weigh-in was very exciting. If you didn't get to see it, I advise you to check it out. It's going to be on DAZN. In my opinion, Joshua is going to be the victor in this fight. I actually think I'm gonna say a knockout somewhere midway through the fight. Joshua's a big, strong heavyweight. I think he learned a lot from the Ruiz loss. He came back, fought a much more of a disciplined fight. He stuck to the game plan, and I really feel he's going to show all of his skills this fight against Pulev. Pulev's a strong fighter. He's got a good base. I don't think he does anything in his arsenal that's going to be able to surprise Joshua or be able to, kind of take him off of his feet. So, in my opinion, Joshua will be the victor of this fight. I'm gonna go ahead and say midway through the fight somewhere, he's going to go ahead and knock him out. Let's move on to the Shakur Stevenson fight. That fight is going to be on ESPN, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. Shakur Stevenson, as a lot of people who do know, he's 14-0, also an Olympian. He's going to be fighting Toka Khan, who is a strong fighter, 28-2, 19 KOs. He's got a couple of losses on his record. I don't think that he's got quite enough in his arsenal either to beat Shakur Stevenson. If you don't know, Shakur Stevenson is on the rise. This young man has got such a great skill set. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He's got great footwork, great speed, good power. He's got a great ring IQ. And I think actually if I was going to pick one thing that he does best, his ring IQ is amazing. You could tell he knows exactly what he's doing in the ring. He's got great presence in the ring, and he controls the fight very well. I don't think Toka Khan's got enough. He's got a puncher's chance, and I give him that's about as much as I give him. I don't think he's going to have enough to handle the very talented Shakur Stevenson. Moving on to the last fight, it's going to be on Showtime, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Chris Colbert, one of my favorite fighters by far. He's fighting Jaime Arboleda, Chris Colbert, young man who's 14-0, 5 KOs. He's going to be fighting Arboleda, who is 16-1 with 13 KOs. Arbeleda's he's a strong fighter, but him being the challenger, I don't think that, again, he's got good strong punches, but his defense is suspect. Okay, he keeps himself open a lot. Chris Colbert is a mastermind in the ring. He does a fantastic job moving. His last fight his previous fight before this one, he was fighting a guy who was holding a lot, grabbing him. It was a very difficult fight, and you could just see him thinking his way. So that towards the end of that fight, he's figured out what he needed to do to get this guy from holding and grabbing, and just put a beating on him for the last few rounds. Chris Colbert, to me, is one of the biggest rising stars that is not being talked about. Some of you might have seen him. He was in one of those Netflix specials years ago when he was younger and an amateur, and right before he turned pro. His nickname is B-Hop. He also owns a string of primetime chickens up in New York. But he's a very exciting fighter. He's got a lot of talent. I look to see him in that 130 range, 130, 135 weight classes. I think he's going to bring us a lot of exciting fights here in the future. I'm excited for all 3 of these fights tomorrow. Every one of them is going to be a treat. The undercards, I'm not going to go into all those, but I think we've got a few of those good undercards as well. But these main events, you can't ask for a better fight night or fight day, because like I said, the Joshua fight comes on DAZN, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 Central. So it's going to be midday. So you really got a full day of just big-time great fights. I hope y'all tune back in. Like I said, this is Let's Talk Boxing with Chase Bach, your host. This is going to be my new YouTube channel. I'm also going to be posting on Facebook and Instagram. If y'all could share repost any thoughts. I'll be doing post-fight stuff, pre-fight, just talking about fighters in general and what's going on in the business. And I will be sometimes doing live commentary during fights. Please tune in. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I have a lot to offer you guys in the boxing world. I'm wearing my Box Raw Chasing Greatness shirt. I felt like this was the perfect shirt to wear for my pilot episode. So tune in. This is just a feeler, just a little snippet of what's to come. Hope you guys enjoy it. And the further down the line, we're going to have a lot more organization as far as the background. Like I said, I'm here working. I'm in Colorado right now in a hotel. So sometimes I will be at home and have a much better setup. So I hope you guys tune in. Hope you enjoy everything. And we'll see you guys next time.